right after I came back to work from my surgery was just before the holidays. And I've heard people talk about opting to not go to a big Thanksgiving, but I just made sure there were things there that I could have. And I just had really, really tiny portions of everything. I was so happy to be around my friends, and I had lost some weight. I just felt so happy that I was having these positive changes in my life. And it was kind of fun, like, oh, look at my plate. I have like this much turkey and this, this tiny bit of mashed potatoes. And I think I brought a sugar-free pudding as my dessert. I didn't care. It was okay. But it was a challenge to figure out, how do I go out in public and how do I go to restaurants? The normal portion is like 5 times what I can have. My stomach is the size of a golf ball. So I just asked people, would you mind sharing? Can we share an appetizer? It was just kind of something that I accepted. It was completely key to me being in a support group, because there are so many changes that are happening from week to week. I went back to support group the week after my surgery, and the enthusiasm of people feeling so happy for me that I'd had my surgery. And there was actually a gentleman who had surgery 2 weeks after me. So we always looked at each other as surgery buddies. As you kind of go through these peaks and valleys in the trajectory of the weight loss journey, it's really helpful to be going to these meetings and hearing someone else who's a little further down the road and hearing what they're going through, and so that you know what to expect. I continued for several years in the support group meetings, and I actually went on to actually speak at informational meetings for other people coming to investigate surgery, and that was such a privilege. For the first year to 2 years, that's the honeymoon. That's when the magic of the surgery is working. But once you get 1.5 years, 2 years out, you're in the trenches with everybody else, and that was so true. I would say by about 4 years, I could eat more than I could at 6 months, but that's when I had to start counting calories, being accountable for what I ate. At first, I could kind of get away with just walking. That was fine. I could walk a few times a week. But once I got to about the 4-year mark, I joined a gym and started to work with a personal trainer. And I was blessed to get matched up with a trainer, a young woman who had also had weight problems and lost about 50 pounds. And so she really keyed into me. I was never an athletic person. I ran my first 5K 3 years ago. I never dreamed in a million years that I would do anything like that. I go hiking straight up for 2 hours. I mean, I'm 51. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm lifting, I'm doing push-ups, it's crazy. I'm almost at the 7-year mark. I have to make sure I exercise. I have to watch my food intake. I can't eat like I did prior, and I don't want to find out if I can. I emptied my closets of all my bigger size clothes on purpose. So if my pants get tight, I need to get busy. I'm not going backwards. I know people personally who have had weight loss surgery and have put on the weight again. I've seen it. I know there are those statistics. I don't want to be part of that statistic. So I'm doing the hard work. I would rather do that and stay in the size that I am and have the quality of life that I'm having. I've had the privilege of being able to implement a wellness program at work. We have a couple of boot camps a week. Someone who just went through boot camp, an 8-week boot camp at work, came and brought me a bracelet as a thank you for encouraging her to do it. Her blood pressure's gone down. So all of a sudden, I'm like the patron saint of everybody at work. So it's great. It keeps me honest. I can't eat chocolate. I can drink wine, but I got to watch it. So I just choose to exercise more so I can indulge a little, once in a while. But also I find that my body performs better when I eat cleaner, when I'm eating nutritious food. If you would have told me 9 years ago when I was at 278 pounds that I would be sitting in this chair and telling my story and being an inspiration or a motivation for someone else who was in that same position that I was in 10 years ago, I would have never believed it. I just would encourage anyone who's considering this, the weight loss surgery is a tool to take off the bulk of that weight fast. But then you have to use all those other tools, journaling, exercise, support groups, blogs, chat rooms, all those different things to stay on the path, because it's a lifelong journey now.